miss the conversation.
Cap and J Hood.
Tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 1000.
Cap and Hoodie.
Bop, 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 bop. And listen to Cap and J Hood at home and in the office.
Now, back to more Cap and J Hood on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN 1000.
That's why I say, hey, man,
Shot. No shot. With Cap and J Hood on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN app.
That's why I say, hey, man,
Time for Shot or No Shot here on Cap and J Hood, brought to you by
PointsBet Sportsbook at Hawthorne Racecourse. PointsBet Sportsbook is now open. Download the PointsBet app right now and then stop by Hawthorne Racecourse to register your account.
All right, Danny, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Jonathan, my man.
What's cracking, man?
Morning, Danny.
What's up, Connor? How you doing, buddy boy?
Well, I'm doing well. Survived the first hour. Things got weird.
Not for us. Not for us. Not for our listeners.
For some of us, things got a little weird.
This is the norm.
I'm going to get over it. I'm going to be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Look up the word
good.
satire.
I don't know if you guys seen the headline of the next Tribune, Robert Feeder, Phil Rosenthal piece, but it says voice of the Chicago White Sox discussing Mitch Trubisky's sex life. I don't understand. So uncomfortable.
Usually mild-mannered reporter Connor McKnight.
I thought Rob was going to tell me something about my job again. I didn't.
Keep this up, and he might.
Oh, be careful now. Careful.
I love him.
He'll know about it before you will.
Yeah, so far, that's been the case.
That's the case. All right, Danny, you know what? I'm on a high from the UIC Flames last night with a win, and so we're just rolling right through the show, having fun.
All right, gentlemen, let's do Shot or No Shot. And this is a basketball-heavy version of Shot or No Shot because I know we all love the hoop.
Excellent.
Yes.
Our Chicago Bulls will take on the Portland Trailblazers tonight as they continue their West Coast trip. The team improved to 10-4 with a sweep of the Clippers and the Lakers in L.A. New Bull Lonzo Ball said, quote, I think we are one of the top teams in the NBA In the most recent ESPN NBA Power Rankings, the Bulls rank 7th. Gentlemen, I ask you, shot or no shot, this is a sign of disrespect. Your Bulls are a top 5 NBA team.
Shot today. Today, shot. And I know we talk about the NBA and we look at it in its totality. Right? We look at the whole season, look at the best teams. I get that.
Got to.
But since we're talking about this today, Connor, on a Wednesday morning, I would say that they are in the upper echelon, in the top tier, for sure. So that is disrespectful.
I think I think there's a shot there. And listen, I'm the guy yesterday told you that the most important thing, or the thing I can't kind of put out of my head, is exactly how sustainable this is. You know, they're not the Warriors, and you know they might not be the Mavs or something like that. But I do think that they're a lot of fun, and I do think they're a top team. They're playing as well as anybody else.
All right.
I think there's a shot that this is disrespectful, but I'm not a big power ranking guy.
Do you want to hear the teams ranked ahead of them?
If you tell me the Wizards are ahead of the Bulls, I'm going to break this glass.
Yeah, that would be.
Then you're going to break the glass.
One day.
No.
Number one is obvious. It's the Golden State Warriors. They're playing without Clay, and they're still the best team in the NBA.
They're so good.
They're so good. They're number one. Brooklyn Nets, number 2 on the list.
Yeah, they got decimated by Golden State last night.
Yeah, 10-5.
Yeah.
Phoenix Suns, number 3.
Yep.
Washington Wizards, number 4. The Denver Nuggets, who the Bulls will play on this West Coast trip, at number 5. And the Miami Heat coming in number 6, just above your Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, for the Wizards for them to be ahead of the Bulls is just not right. That's just not right. And I know you have to play the teams that's on your schedule, but they're racking up wins against the Cavs, the Magic, and the Pelicans, and the Raptors. The Bulls have a soft schedule early as well. I get that. But there's no way I would say that the Bulls are less than the Wizards at this point. So that is disrespectful.
I wonder if putting that into context with, Vooch is out, right? So if you're going to do a power ranking, you're saying, okay, they're winning these games without Vooch. You faced the Lakers without LeBron. Damian Lillard may not play tonight. Apparently, he's questionable against the Bulls this evening. I kind of figure he plays. At least that's just me in my own head, right? I don't know anything. But he's questionable right now. So if you're the guy making power rankings, if you're power ranking dude in the NBA on ESPN.com, you're probably looking at things like that.
Yeah.
For reasons to bump the Bulls down just a little bit.
Yeah. So I would say that's disrespectful for me. Shot. Danny.
Gentlemen,
How about
Giannis Antetokounmpo just did an in-depth interview with GQ magazine. I'm going to read you this from that piece. Quote, "One challenge was bringing a championship here, and we did it," Giannis said. "It was very hard, but we did. Very, very hard. I love challenges. What's the next challenge? The next challenge might not be here. Me and my family chose to stay in the city that we all love, and it is taking care of us. For now. In 2 years, that might change. I'm being totally honest with you. I'm always honest. I love this city. I love this community. I want to help as much as possible." End quote. Gentlemen, simple question, shot or no shot. Giannis just opened the door to leaving Milwaukee.
Shot. By just even saying that, he's Kareem. He's Kareem, right? Kareem's like, I got you that championship. Peace. I'm out of here, right?
Well,
that's exactly what happened.
Isn't he? I don't know NBA contracts as well as I do baseball contracts, but he is an unrestricted free agent 26, right? He's got the 5-year deal. Does he have opt-outs? I don't think he has opt-outs.
Yeah, he has an opt-out. He's called the NBA. I'll force my way out like every other player.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put it that way, then yeah, he's absolutely got it. I get you there. But how do you trade Giannis at 28 years old for anything close to fair value?
No, you let him. If he wants to leave, he'll leave. But you're not going to trade him. If the contract runs out, and he wants to go someplace else, he can. But I always thought that because he did not grow up through the AAU system and the transient way of saying, you know what, I'm cool here, but I want to go someplace else. I want to increase my chances to win a championship. He's already got the chip.
Right.
But here's what's troublesome, Danny. That quote you gave, just like, so what's the next challenge? The next challenge is another championship. Right? I mean, so there's no mystery there. You continue to try to build on what you have in Milwaukee. After your contract's over, you want to leave, that's fine. This reminds me of a story of Chris Bleck and I traveling to Green Bay for the UIC Flames against the Green Bay Phoenix, going to the Resch Center, the beautiful Resch Center, right?
I've been to the Resch Center.
Beautiful Resch Center, right?
Yeah, it's a nice place.
So we are driving and we're listening to ESPN Wisconsin. It's 3 years ago. And the topic was from the host, so what happens when Giannis leaves? He's still with the team. And they're like, what happens when Giannis leaves? It's 4-1-4. I'm like, what? You're talking about this now?
Yeah.
But you already have this Kareem feel like, you know, if we win, he's going to leave. This was 2 or 3 years ago, right? So for me, Danny, the answer to the question for the way I see it is shot. It's almost like he's thinking about the future post-Milwaukee.
There's always a shot that the biggest NBA star, or maybe the most talented player in the NBA, you know, arguably, leaves Milwaukee. Because it's Milwaukee at the end of the day, correct? I mean, it's a fine town. It's Algonquin for the good land. I mean, I don't know that they're kicking around there. That Giannis is like, this is the spot for me, right? I got family in Milwaukee. Well, Dallas, anyway.
That's a rough quote right there.
It is what it is.
Algonquin for what?
Algonquin for the good land. It's Wayne's World, man.
That's amazing.
It's old school.
Danny.
Maybe Giannis wants to be the Theo Epstein of the NBA, and he wants to break drought. So his next stop's Sacramento, who hasn't won in 70 years, or Atlanta, who hasn't won in 63.
Do you think he has like ownership kind of aspirations, or at least being part of that?
Maybe.
I think more guys.
I'm getting the beak look. I'm getting the beak look. All right, back to the questions. I'm getting the beak look. Gentlemen, sticking with this. I get it. The beak.
Go ahead.
Sticking with the association.
Just to narrate the segment.
I just wanted to throw that in there.
I asked you to keep your beak out of shot or no shot.
I just wanted to throw that in since nobody else said it. We heard about Algonquin, but we didn't hear about the breaking the drought Theo Epstein style. Gentlemen, sticking with the association, the beak is out.
Damn it.
LeBron James has been bench-ridden due to an abdominal injury. His team has been struggling without him. The Lakers have gone 3-3 since his injury, capped off by that embarrassing 18-point loss to our Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
On First Take yesterday, Stephen A. Smith said, quote, I think LeBron James has won his last title. I think it's over, end quote. Gentlemen, shot or no shot, Stephen A. is right. LeBron will finish his career from this point on titleless.
That's a shot. How about that?
Really?
That's a mild take. I don't do hot takes, but that's a kind of a mild take.
Kind of a mild sauce.
It's a mild.
Yeah, sure. Well, the fire sauce, that'll really get you.
Yeah, well, that's
Put a
ESPN.
couple of those on there, and
that's ESPN TV.
You know, there's an even higher sauce than fire now.
What's it called?
I think it's like Loco or something like that. I had it. It's one of the. It's hot to be hot. You know, there's no flavor to it whatsoever. It's just like, look, it's hotter than this. Put it on your Taco Bell.
Dude, look at her. She's hot. No, she's Loco.
I will count LeBron out when he says he's done.
That's fair.
I'm tired of it. I don't. Why are we doing this anymore? How is that a thing that anybody like? I will count LeBron out when he says he's done.
I'll use that phrase for Tom Brady, but not for LeBron.
Why?
Because the sports are different.
How is LeBron? Listen,
because LeBron doesn't have an offensive line to protect him.
We've been talking for years about how LeBron could have that second phase to his game. This old man YMCA, throw your ass around at the elbow, Paul Pierce kind of game.
Sure.
Have we seen it yet?
Nope.
So that means he's still got it to go to. I will count him out when he says he's out. I will count him out when he says he's out. That's LeBron James. He has earned that respect. He's earned everything. I mean, come on.
He wants to play against his son or with his son, Bronny, if he can.
Man, have you seen some of those? Did you see the Instagram highlight yesterday?
Not yesterday, no.
Bronny's, it was yesterday, day before. Bronny's in like a dunk competition. Dude's got his armpit is above the rim.
I know, but Connor, look at it from this standpoint. LeBron's obviously one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Obviously.
And for a certain generation, he is the Jordan. And look, for that generation that didn't see the...
How could you hold it against him?
I get it. It's because they didn't see Jordan from the beginning, the struggles all the way to the championship.
I didn't see Dr. J. I get
same here.
Okay, it didn't happen.
So, but the point is, though, is that, age can be very cruel to an athlete. And the thing I don't want to see is LeBron at the end, the always the common phrase is like Willie Mays as a Met, that kind of thing. You don't want to see someone aging that's really bad at the position. So all I'm saying is that in basketball, different from football in this regard, for basketball, LeBron could be playing with a bunch of the other young players and still not be able to get that championship. The championship's not promised for everybody. I'm not saying that LeBron can't still play at a high level, but how do we know that moving forward, this is not Jordan as a Wizard?
There's a difference, though, and Jordan as a Wizard is actually pretty okay, all things
still
considered.
20 points a game.
All things considered,
Yeah.
is still pretty okay.
Yeah.
There is a large swath of capability between, I don't know, what LeBron could look like over the next couple of years and Willie Mays as a Met, though, right? I mean, look at even Shaq's last 4 or 5 years. Where it wasn't pretty.
As a
Shaq
Sun
in a
or
Suns uniform
Celtic,
or a Celtic uniform. I mean, it was weird, right?
Cav, maybe.
Cleveland, he was Cleveland for a year.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty, and nobody wanted to. But you can't tell me that there was an impact there, that there wasn't a reason that guy was heading around and trying to chase down. You're telling me that LeBron couldn't have a last 4 or 5 seasons that are at least better than what Shaq did?
Okay, I won't dispute the numbers, but the championship is a different conversation. That's hard, man.
That's fair.
That's not blessed for everybody.
That's fair.
You can't, I could say, boy, he's going to end his career 25 points a game. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're going to win the championship. That was the question.
So the question then becomes, first of all, I wouldn't count LeBron out this year. Like, again, he's done when he says he's done. If you're going to go ahead and tell me that the Lakers have a better than even shot of getting Anthony Davis and LeBron James back together and healthy for a playoff run, I will not bet against them.
That's 2.
There's a chance there.
But what about the other 3?
Then Russell Westbrook can mix it up in the second unit and not play with LeBron and the rest. LeBron has won with less.
I understand. I
and
know
now he's got Anthony Davis.
There's no Ira Newble on this team. I get that.
There's no Anderson Varejao on this team, right?
I get it.
But I do think that there's a late stage LeBron, maybe not at the max salary, right? At some point, not now, but 4 years from now, when he's 40, that's going to have to look at this and say, all right, well, I can still hang around, because I think he can. I think he could if he wanted to. Vince Carter can, he can. Stays around and isn't that max guy where you can surround him with maybe that is Giannis.
Oh, well, that one more run, right?
Why not?
He's already in the movie Wild Hogs. Now he's going to be with more veteran players.
I will count LeBron out when he says he's done.
All right, that's fair. Danny.
All right, gentlemen, one more quickly.
Yes.
Coming off an ugly performance against the Denver Broncos, Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy dubbed Cowboys prep for their next game Raw, which meant Red Ass Week. To reinforce the message, McCarthy actually had his staff go around to every locker and hand out monkey butt, which is an anti-chafing powder. Gentlemen, I asked you guys, shot or no shot, you've ever used Monkey Butt or a similar product?
For anti-chafing, no shot.
I guess I have.
Have you used Monkey Butt?
But I've not used that particular product. I spent a year in Myrtle Beach working for a minor league baseball team.
Love Myrtle Beach.
It sounds great, but living there is different than visiting there. Let me tell you.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you.
So Hooterville with a river.
So and there's nobody there that lives there that's your age. It's really terrible. So I go to the driving range one day, and I got the sunroof open on the old Ford Taurus that I bought to drive down there and move there, work as an intern for a minor league baseball team. This is back 08, something like that. Yeah. And I'm out there on the end of the range. I'm hitting a couple of ground balls. You know, it's terrible. I'm awful. I'm a bad golfer, but I'm out there enjoying myself. And out of nowhere, rainstorm comes through, right? Yep. Soaks the car. There's goldfish in the cup holders. That's how much rain came in here. It was terrible.
All right.
Craps out the air conditioning. It's done. The leather's soaked, all this kind of stuff. So I'm driving. I mean, it is hot in Myrtle Beach. I mean, this is the middle of summer. 95 is a cool day, right? Mm-hmm. You have to go look at your options. You have to go find out what a gold bond can do for you. So yes, shot. I have had to invest in those type of products, and I got to tell you, it's really the only thing that kept me going that summer.
Pippen does it again. This time he didn't set his sights on MJ, though. We'll fill you in coming up next.
Now he's uncomfortable.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I would just, you know who would be uncomfortable? McCarthy. He hands me Monkey Butt. What do you think is going to happen back after this?
This is Cap and J Hood. Follow on Instagram at CapJHood.
This is ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.
Whip it every single Saturday with White Sox Weekly with my partner Connor McKnight. You can find that on the ESPN Chicago app. Just click White Sox Weekly and boom. Knock the dust off that thing and boom, right there to White Sox Weekly.
Download all the shows. It's fantastic. It's good stuff. A couple weeks ago.
Yes? That's a fine, by the way.
I'm fine.
That's a fine.
I'm fine.
$1 to Bernie's Book Bank.
What happened? I'll gladly pay that. A couple weeks ago we had Chris Getz, assistant general manager.
I love Chris.
Fantastic. We talked about
whatever he wants, Chris Getz.
We talked about that's terrible. We talked about all the prospects the White Sox have down in the Arizona Fall League. It was a good interview. Download it.
I don't know. Shot's over. The beat can come back.
This is beacon hard. Sad trombone. Sad trombone. There it is.
Scottie Pippen does it again. This time, he didn't set his sight on Michael Jordan. So Scottie Pippen, as I've told you, Connor, and our Cap and J Hood audience knows this as well, because I've said this several times, I think it's sad. I'm not disappointed. I'm not mad at Scottie.
Sure.
I'm just sad for him. Sad because what you're trying to do is you're trying to disassemble a dynasty and some of the great moments of the Bulls just to put money in your pocket for booze and books. And my question, it's rhetorical. My question is, to what end? Once you have sold your books and booze and sold your soul and you've given your opinion, your thoughts on the Bulls, then what? What happens after that? What's after that? To what end are you doing this? To what? To get on TNT? To be a talking head? You already done that on The Jump on ESPN. So what? Why are you doing this?
Do you think that he wants recognition from somebody?
Well, who does he want recognition from? Because Michael's said so many great things about Scottie.
Yeah, but obviously those have landed hollow, right? I mean, because if he keeps on doing this, there's only one person he could possibly want recognition from. And that's the guy he's wanted recognition from his entire life, right? I mean, since getting drafted, it's that guy.
Jerry Krause.
Jerry Krause. That's the guy.
It's
Michael.
From the grave.
Of course it's Michael.
You were always a great player.
I mean, it's where he's who everything revolves around. He is the reason that Scottie is doing this right now as much as anything else. I mean, we get to a point where Scottie does things we all kind of expect him to do, and we go, oh, my goodness, how could he possibly do that? How could he go after this legacy? Michael does things we expect him to do, like screaming at Kelly Oubre for lifting up a three-pointer when his team's up 17 early in a shot clock, and we go, oh, look at the competitive fire.
We have got to put that on Cap J Hood. Please, Danny, put that out there on Instagram and Twitter for people to see that.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
But Michael does stuff we expect him to do, kind of ridiculous stuff. We go, oh, look at that. That's a competitor. He can't quit. Scotty does things we expect him to do, and we clutch at our pearls. And we worry about his destroying the legacy of the Chicago Bulls, which can't. I mean, how are you going to take that down? That is already built. That is undestroyable.
But why put a torch to the legacy, though? So many people love those 6 titles in 8 years, that whole Bulls run. We saw the Last Dance documentary. Again, those are fond memories. And there was Michael saying good things about Scotty. But Scotty feels, in a very similar way to Kevin Durant, that he's a step back, that he is disrespected. He's one of the top 50 players. He's a Hall of Famer. What else do you want? Milk and cookies? What else do you want?
I don't know what else he can garner for himself. You know, I can't tell you what he wants. But I don't think anything he says takes away from the... I don't think it can. I think those legacies are built too ironclad. I don't think any Bulls fans are saying, look at what this does to that win over the Suns. You know, I don't... That doesn't tear anything down.
So how about what Pippen has said now? Okay. So because it's one thing to say, you know, talking about Michael, the flu game was a fluke and all this other stuff. It wasn't real. That his back injury was much more significant than the flu game.
Yeah.
But, Danny, what has Pippen said now in his new book?
So now he's taking sights on somebody else, gentlemen. So in the book, he discusses how his 72-win Bulls team is the greatest of all time. And he talks about the Warriors' 73-9 win team. And he writes this, quote, I'll stack our roster against the Warriors any day, especially our second three-peat teams. Let's go through the matchups. Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green at power forward? Dennis. Luke Longley or Andre Bogut? JaVale McGee at center? Luke. Michael Jordan or Klay Thompson at shooting guard? Michael. Me or Kevin Durant at small forward? You could go either way. The only matchup clearly in Golden State's favor would be Steph Curry over Ron Harper at point guard. One more thing, the Warriors had nobody off the bench as skilled as Tony. Prediction, Bulls in 6. The series couldn't go 7. After all, we never extended to a Game 7 in the finals. The most meaningful line there, me or Kevin Durant at small forward. You could go either way.
No, he can go either way. No, he can go either way.
Hey, think about it this way, though. That's the humblest thing in the book. It has to be. Acknowledging that Kevin Durant and he would be... No, think about it from his perspective.
Yeah.
That is the humblest thing he's going to say.
Brother, if you're going to go heel, you had to go heel all the way. I would take Klay over Michael.
Never go half heel.
I would love that. If you're going to do that, go all the way. Klay is a hell of a shooter, man. He's a much better shooter than Michael. I'll take Klay.
Steph has a slight edge on Ron Harper, right? Oh. Was it slight edge? Or am I putting words in the man's book?
I mean, that's
no,
exactly
he said
what
the
you want.
only matchup clearly in Golden State's favor would be Curry over Ron Harper.
Yeah, very, very clearly, right?
And there's going to be heat from Ron Harper about that. Ron's not going to be happy with that either.
And Andre Iguodala, listen, I love Tony. I love Tony as a Hall of Famer, but Iguodala and Tony, I mean, he says they had nobody off the bench as skilled as Tony.
Finals MVP, Andre Iguodala, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
I think he came off the bench just fine.
Correct.
I'll take Tony. I'll take Tony.
You take Tony? I get it, but it's not like Iguodala didn't perform in the play. I mean,
No.
Obviously, that's a matchup that you probably. I think that's probably a toss-up.
We can have the debate on that. I would take Tony because this is the era now where you start to see the league have the infiltration of European players, and they brought something totally different to the table.
Oh, you're
right?
talking about when Tony came over, not the
Tony, Dirk,
sure,
Peja, those guys. When you start to see
Stojakovic,
guys that are 6'6", 6'7", that can handle the rock like a lead guard.
Oh, so not like a Vlade Divac.
Oh, no.
A little bit different. A little bit different.
Well, it's hard for him to do that when he's got the ball in one hand and a cigarette in the other.
He was ancient.
Yes, having sex with socks on. It's hard. It's hard to do that, you know.
Can you do all 4 of those things on a basketball court at the same time?
Yes.
You try hard. If you're Vlade Divac, you can. I guess I've answered my own question.
Have you read Rodman's book?
Vlade Divac.
Have you read Rodman's book? He can do that as well.
No, you know what? I haven't read Dennis Rodman's book either. Does it detail his film career with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No, I don't
okay.
think so. No.
I just wondered if it would.
No, I think there's extracurricular activities that he was doing.
Well, and that's kind of why I bring up the movie career. The brief, the brightest stars burn the briefest. So I was just kind of wondering if that movie career got anything going there. Look into it. I'm just saying, look into it.
You look into it.
I have.
I'm busy.
Oh,
Well, forward it to me then. Let me know. I need that for bathroom time. Scottie Pippen or Kevin Durant? Who are you going with? Scottie says you can go either way. Which way are you going? Scottie Pippen or Kevin Durant? Is Scottie right that you can go either way? Or was Scottie a better player than Kevin Durant? Need the hoop heads to call us now. 312-332-ESPN. 332-3776 is our phone number. And your whole thoughts about Scottie Pippen, too. Just torching the legacy of the Bulls. On the Cap and J Hood Morning Show.
Because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to f*** my summer up.
Cap and J Hood mornings.
ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app.
Saronas. Cap and J Hood on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN Chicago app. Coming up in 45 minutes, we'll talk to Keyshawn Johnson from Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. We'll get his thoughts about the NFL and everything else in the world of Key. Keyshawn Johnson, 917 right here on Chicago's Home for Sports. Along with Connor McKnight in for Cap, I am J. Hood. 312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our phone number as we talk to you about Scottie Pippen, the latest from Scottie Pippen in his book. He says that when you go through the championship Golden State Warriors, he says he'd take Rodman over Draymond Green. He would take the combination of Luke Longley or whatever big plotting center for the Bulls over Andrew Bogut or whatever the Golden State Warriors have.
And JaVale McGee, I think was also that other guy.
Speaking of plotting centers.
You're the big dude?
He says, I think begrudgingly, he took Michael Jordan over Klay Thompson. He says he says Steph Curry over Ron Harper, and then Pippen and Durant. He says, he can go either way on that. He can go either way on that. I'm taking Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a freak of nature.
Yeah,
and it's funny. Pippen and Durant kind of are like the two Spider-Man memes pointing at each other because Durant also will just yell at some Twitter egg for no apparent reason, right?
Do you think Scottie would have created fake Twitter accounts like KD did?
Yes.
Fake Instagram accounts?
Yes, because both guys are trying to fight for respect. And what I would say to Kevin Durant is, dude, you're bigger than all of this. You're bigger than all of it. Some would say you're the best player in the NBA. Some would say you're maybe 2 or 3. Either way, he's in the top 3. He's the upper echelon, the top tier of NBA players, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't understand why he's always thinking like Warriors didn't want me and Oklahoma City didn't want me. So, just this brooding athlete. And I just like, dude, you're great. Don't worry about the outside noise. But again, that is part of the age that he's in which he's so transfixed on social media, caring what some guy with 2 followers is saying about him, that he wants to chop it up with those guys. And I'm just like, you're great. Who cares? But he can't get over that.
That's the world we live in, right? And that's kind of it takes a different psychology to make it to that point as an athlete to begin with. To say nothing of the God-given gifts and the height and all that other kind of stuff. But it takes a work ethic. It takes a chip on your shoulder to get there. I don't fault guys for being, a little bit different than everybody else psychologically once you get up there. Once you start taking a look at the criticism that gets lobbed your way. But reacting to it is another conversation, I think.
So are you going with Pippen or Durant in this conversation?
I think I probably got to go KD, right? Right?
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, no, it's got to be KD.
Yeah, don't. I mean,
it's KD.
Say it with your chest, man. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
I think it's got to be.
Don't whisper it, man.
Listen, if you were asking me whether it's going to be the 94 Expos or the 94 White Sox in the World Series, then I get a little more chesty.
Listen.
I know where that's headed.
Okay.
I know what the result's going to be.
We'll get to that. That's why God made 10-15. Back to the phone lines we go. We say hello to David on the West Side on ESPN 1000. Good morning, David.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, now Pitt been saying some crazy stuff, right?
Yes.
But with this Golden State comparison, I got to go with him. I think him and the KD matchup would be a wash. Pip was a lockdown defender. KD's not putting 40 on Pip. Like, I don't care what era. KD was not putting 40 and 50 on Pip in the playoffs. So he would have held KD to 20, maybe 20 points a game in the playoffs. He's not averaging 30 against Pippen and the Bulls in the playoffs. So, therefore, it's a wash. Now, is he a better offensive player than Pip? Yes. But Pip is just as great as a defender as KD was or is as an offensive player. So it's a wash. So I think that's what he was trying to say. I didn't read the book. I'm probably not going to read the book.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
I don't like in that instance, I feel like it's a wash.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. See, now we're going to do this, Danny. We're going to open up the barbershop now. We're opening up the barbershop because I'm not just sit in the chair, Connor.
I'll be here.
Yeah, so we're going to open the barbershop.
Thanks for having me.
This is just ridiculous, right? And don't bring wine to the barbershop like LeBron. Don't do that.
Don't bring wine to the barbershop?
Yeah. Have you seen his shows?
Oh, of course I have. I wanted to make sure you weren't telling me to actually bring something else.
Yeah, don't bring.
What is it that you'd like me to bring to the barbershop? I thought we had stuff here.
I think it's very unusual. The shop, he's got people drinking wine there. Like, doesn't the hair shavings go into the wine?
Why would you want that?
That's what's
Why
weird.
would you want, unless you've got like wine in a sippy cup or wine in a can? I always thought that was a decent idea.
Like I like the concept of him bringing his Hollywood stars into the shop to have conversation, but the wine is a throw off for me because that's not authentic barbershop.
It's going to get everywhere.
So here's what I'm saying, Connor. Like, I'm up with the barbershop because our last caller says that he sees that could be a wash, right? Okay. So there is a certain generation, and even the older generation will look at LeBron and say LeBron's the best small forward that we've ever seen. And if you want to go there because of the championships, because of the amount of points that he scored, all the accolades, 26 points a game he's averaged, whatever it is in his career, whatever it is, some would say that he's the best small forward in the NBA. I'd put him in that category. Some would say Larry Bird. Some would say Julius Erving. Some would say KD, the aforementioned Kevin Durant. Some would say Elgin Baylor from his days with the Lakers. Sure. Pippen is in that conversation, as well as John Havlicek, Rick Barry, James Worthy, Dominique Wilkins. There's a lot of great small forwards in the league that's come through the league. So if I said KD is better than Scottie Pippen, I don't think that's controversial because, first of all, we've seen Scottie's body of work. We've seen so KD's got more to give. I don't know if a championship's coming to Brooklyn with him, but I know that he's going to continue to be a great player. So I'm taking KD over Scottie in that spot.
We're talking about career accolades, right? You take the body of work against the body of work. 27 a night for LeBron, by the way. Mm-hmm. See, I think the more interesting way to go, or the better debate might be prime Scottie, prime KD, right? You take each in their best season, and that's your championship matchup. That's the one you play for the belt, or at least write about in Scottie's book, which, by the way, I think most of the phone calls about Scottie's book kind of end with, I'm not going to buy the book. I probably won't read the thing.
Right.
But I think what he's talking about is absolutely crazy, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like we all have, like Danny's reading his excerpts from Scottie's book. It's like we all have someone else's subscription to Scottie Pippen's book. No one's actually buying the thing.
No.
Somebody's mother-in-law has a subscription to it, and then we all just kind of log in and watch the parts we want.
Well, what's funny is that Danny actually has the book, and I was trying to figure out how, because when you ask Danny about a book, he says he's read it, but actually he's listening to books on tape.
What? I got no problem with that.
That's not reading, Danny.
It is reading.
It's consuming. It's consuming.
I call it reading.
No, it's not reading. It's not reading. Reading is reading.
So he's got, like, who's the cowboy? Who's it? The
Matthew McConaughey.
He's got McConaughey's book, right?
I'm telling you what, if you've never done an audiobook,
how is Matthew McConaughey a cowboy?
He's from Texas.
He's from Texas.
He's a Hollywood millionaire. I think he lost his rights to cowboy.
He wasn't always a Hollywood millionaire.
See?
And that's what the book's about. And I will say this, if you've never done an audiobook and you want to dip your toe in, it is the greatest audiobook of all time. I could listen to his voice all day, every day.
How much of it is BS and how much of it is real?
All real.
Oh,
not a word of it's fake.
Stop. Sure.
Stop.
Yeah. Stop. There it is. It's all real.
Believes all of it.
The reading is reading, for what it's worth.
No. Danny believes that what was it called? Audiobooks.
Audiobooks are reading.
I said books on tape.
Books on tape.
Yeah, but that's not.
Slide into the cassette on your drive to work.
He says,
pick up your car phone and call in.
You are a great salesperson. Books on tape. you can sell today.
Mandino, you got that going on. The only thing I told Cap when I was in here the other week when you were on vacation, he said he was going to read the book on his vacation. I told Cap, all I want to know is what the first line of the book is. I asked him to promise. He promised me he would text me what the first line of the book was. You want to place a bet on whether Cap is texting me the first line of that Scottie Pippen book?
He has not.
Not yet. No, he hasn't.
He has not. No.
Still waiting. Waiting by the phone.
Back to the phone lines coming up. 312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our phone number. Scottie Pippen or KD, who are you going to go with? Listen, I love the Bulls just like any Bulls fan, but the point is, though, is that as we move forward through our lives, there's going to be better players. Jordan aside, there's going to be other better players. And there's been a lot of great small forwards. Durant, I believe, is a terrific two-way player. He will surpass Scottie if he hasn't done it already. With Connor McKnight, Jonathan Hood on the Cap and J. Hood Morning Show.
Listening to Cap and J. Hood at home is easier than setting your coffee maker.
This picture of domestic happiness is missing something.
Just tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 1000.
What a way to start the day.
Cap and J. Hood.
On Chicago's home for sports, ESPN 1000.
Jonathan Hood and Connor McKnight with you on the Cap and J. Hood Morning Show. Cap is off today. 312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our phone number. Saying what's up to you guys on Twitch as well. Thanks for keeping the conversation going on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESPN 1000 Chicago. Be a long streamer. Stay in there right through Carmen and Yurko, right through Greeny. Well, that's lunchtime. And then you go to Walid Sylvie to Bleck and Abdallah, right to Freddie and Fitzsimmons, all part of the mix.
Love the long streamers. Love all of our Twitchers. The thing going on here in the Twitch stream right now, though, is that there are those actually backing Danny Zetterman up that listening is reading. Reading is reading. Reading is reading, listening is listening. That's how the word. We're not changing the Remember when we changed the definition of literally a couple of years ago?
That's right.
Where literally actually means figuratively now. It means two things.
It does not.
Did that help us as a society?
It did not.
Look where it got us. Look where that got us.
Even worse, Connor, that people are mispronouncing literally.
Literally. Well, that's a Parks and Rec thing, right? I mean, that's all you got to blame your guy.
Let's go to the phone lines and talk to you. We're getting ready for the Bears and Ravens. We'll talk about that matchup coming up at 9:02 as we go to LP on the north side on ESPN 1000. Good morning, LP.
How's it going, Hood? It's been a long time since I've had an opportunity to talk with you.
Yes, sir.
I think you guys are being haters against CZ. My favorite books are the Metallica Black Album and Led Zeppelin 4. Catcher in the Rye has nothing on those guys. So.
Catcher in the Rye.
The drums in Catcher in the Rye just don't really hit.
That's very good.
Have a good one, guys.
Thank you, LP. There's a Twitcher checking in, right?
That's great.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
You guys are being haters.
So I'm reading the new Blink-182 album the other day. It's great. It's absolutely great. You read the liner notes of an album. You listen to the album. That's how that works.
Thank you, LP.
Do we still do liner notes?
Is
that still a thing?
Yeah, I do.
Spotify, like did Olivia Rodrigo's album have liner notes to it?
Dude,
do we know where the lyrics came from?
Look, I work with Cap every morning. I do liners every morning.
Oh, they're the best.
Steve and Roselle on ESPN 1000. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, guys. So the most recent book that I listened to was Tim McGraw's book. It was really good. I'm in the same boat as Danny. As I could listen to Tim talk all day.
Did you read it or did you listen to it?
I did a little bit of both. Like, I have the book and I have the audiobook.
Really big Tim McGraw fan.
Yeah, and I would take... Yep, and I would take KD over...
What are you ordering?
Pippen.
What are you ordering? Steve, what are you ordering?
Just a large coffee.
Fair enough.
So no bagel, no donuts?
No bagel, no nothing. I already had a little slice of almond coffee cake on my way, so we're good.
Oh, that's good.
That's good breakfast.
Yeah.
Soda
champions.
So is the reason that Scotty's doing this because Jordan is widely regarded as the greatest of all time, and he wants to be in that conversation?
What's she saying to you, Steve?
She just said thank you.
Okay.
It's a kind way to start your day.
Yeah, I like that. I don't get Scotty's problem either, Steve. Like, as Connor thought about, and I think that makes sense, like, he wants recognition, and I'm trying to figure out, like, if you're a top 50 player, if you're an NBA champion, if you're a Hall of Famer, what else do you need? What am I missing?
I'm sorry, I just can't get over the idea. Like, I love Steve. I'm so glad he called, but I can't get over the idea of calling a radio show while you have 9 other things going on.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it's a busy
He's got
morning.
a hot coffee in one hand. He's got the phone tucked up under the shoulder.
Yeah.
He's driving with his knee on the wheel. Probably got a kid in the back of the car. He's headed to a meeting that he's probably logged into a Zoom that he's got tucked into the glove compartment while he's driving in as well. That's awesome. Way to multitask.
Got schmutz from the almond cake on his shirt.
I got 9 things going on right now, but I got to call these boys. I don't get what Scotty's up to. Yeah, black coffee. Thank you.
See?
No sugar.
But here's
Thank
the
you.
thing.
Have a wonderful morning.
He had no Splenda. He had no sugar. He was fine.
That's the way to go with the coffee, though, by the way. Just straight up. The nonsense.
But it just shows you, Connor, the popularity of this show. The man's busy.
He's got a call.
But he's got a Scottie Pippen take.
I got to talk to Hoodie. I got things to do. I got a big day coming up. But damned if I'm not going to call Jonathan Hood right now. Of course.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the star of our show, Dino in downtown Chicago. Hello, Dean.
Good morning, Connor and Hoodie.
Hello, Dean.
What's wrong with the little wine in the barber shop, Jay Hood?
Well, there would be remnants of hair that would get in there, would it not?
Oh, well, I thought you meant you preferred other spirits as opposed to the wine. I thought you were against a little Mano Shevitz in the salon.
I don't know why. Only on the holidays,
what?
Dean.
What did I see wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Wait a second. Let me take care of you there.
Now, what did I do wrong? What did I see wrong?
There you go, John Sterling.
Now, in the words of John Wooden, I'll be quick, but don't hurry. I know we're pressed for time, so I'm going to get to my point.
Uh-huh.
That last caller, no, Scottie Pippen does not want to be in the GOAT discussion. He's just been screwed so bad his entire career out of money, and he's realizing it. He's been realizing it, and this poor guy, I just feel bad for him at this point. Like, honestly, it's not even embarrassing. I just feel bad.
Yeah.
But I would much rather have Kevin Durant. That's obvious. It's not by a long shot, but it's obvious to me. And I have to say, I have to agree with the great Dan Zetterman. He is reading, Hoodie, because it's not called an audio podcast or an audio discussion or audio stories. Book is in the title.
Yeah, but not really.
That's my argument. I know, but I have to side with Dan Zetterman because I argue with him on so many other things. So I figured I have to be with him on this one.
Gave him one. Okay.
I wanted to quickly, too, you guys were mentioning, I've been listening all morning, you were mentioning the Green Bay plaque. I would be against that. Now, I had to work in Milwaukee for a summer. Those people are animals, to put it lightly, okay? I have a few friends or associates that have those ownership plaques hanging in their apartment, and it is the ultimate douche recognition calling card for these pigs. And I will say, the summer of 2014, I thought I was in for like Kramer and Seinfeld when he goes to El Paso. I spent a month there one night, but it was actually quite pleasant. The river pigs there are very generous. Take that!
There you go, very much. There he is, Dean from downtown, once again, getting the job done. Solid!
He just gets me. Guy just gets me.
I know we're Bears fans, but are you excited to see what Lamar Jackson is going to do against our vaunted Bears defense? We talk about that coming up next. With Connor McKnight, I'm Jonathan Hood. You're listening to the Cap and J Hood Morning Show.